Greetings to everyone, especially to my dear students. To help you improve with your document for your IT Capstone project, I prepared this recording on reviewing related literature. Before I proceed with the main topic, I just would like to remind you that our format for the IT Capstone project document does not require for the theoretical framework. It is assumed that this particular research undertaking is anchored on theories relevant to system and technology, such as general system theory, work system theory, soft systems methodology, and activity theory. It is necessary that the theoretical framework is clear to you because theoretical framework serves as the blueprint on a particular research endeavor. With a clear understanding of the theoretical framework, you will be guided on the completion of the other activities, such as the selection of related literature to review and the methodology to employ. With the absence of the theoretical framework in your IT Capstone project document, conceptual framework is being required. But for this particular recording, I'm not going to discuss to you about a conceptual framework. Every author describes the types of related literature in a certain way, but one that captured me such that it retained in my memory is this particular classification. I am sorry that I was not able to remember the author of the said material, but the author classified the related literature as follows: related studies, related works, and related concepts. In the context of information systems, related studies refer to research outputs with corresponding paper. It may refer to a research, thesis, or dissertation. It may be published or unpublished, which usually contains the following parts: introduction, related literature, methodology, results, and conclusions. Related works are outputs being used without the typical research paper. The descriptions are available usually in the form of a user manual or marketing collateral. These are available systems that are either for free or with fee, while related concepts refer to a construction or idea, a term that is in form of a word or phrase, which could be obtained usually from a course book or articles other than those identified as studies and works. In reviewing related studies, these are the essential ones that you need to obtain: features of the system, development tools used, and system development methodology employed. For the related works, the usual information that you may obtain are features of the system, acquisition details, and the implementation requirements. If there are other details which are deemed necessary, you have to take note of them too. For related concepts, there are many things that you need to consider. Since you are developing a system intended for a certain organization, you need to obtain sufficient information about the organization, company, or business that the system is used. Most likely, none of the courses you have taken dwelt in detail about that particular organization. Hence, you have to review thoroughly. Furthermore, you need to have a clear understanding of the business process and relevant transactions of the system. The review may include manual or computerized implementation of the identified system. Moreover, interview with the owner and users has to be done since one of the principles in system development is to involve them. You should not forget to review development tools. With a review of the related studies, you obtained what development tools to review, but you should not limit only to those tools used as presented in the reviewed studies. There is also a need for you to review alternative development tools. For web information systems, you may need to include a review about PHP, Java, MySQL, MariaDB, and the like. You might be asking how many literature that you need to review. There is actually no exact number of literature to review. Instead, you have to consider an exhaustive review such that you could refine your conceptual framework. Please be reminded that while the theoretical framework provides a grounding base of your research, according to Grant and Osanlo 2014, the conceptual framework presents the relationship of theory or theories, concepts, and other factors, as mentioned by Maxwell 2005. Theoretical framework is derived from existing theory or theories, which are generally acceptable in the scholarly literature, while conceptual framework is something you construct and not ready-made. An exhaustive review ensures a clear illustration of your conceptual framework and consequently help you phrase or clear objectives of the study as well as of the scope and limitation of your study. But others suggested to have at least 5 studies and or works to include. Based on our format, the presentation of the reviewed literature is by topic. The number of topics depends on your study. I recommend to include, first, about organization. You may need to include the type of organization, its products and or services. Most likely, the information here are obtained from related concepts. Second, about a business process or relevant transactions. These may be presented in one or more topics. You may need to include the typical process and the alternatives. Most likely, the information here are obtained from the different types of literature. And development tools. These may also be presented in one or more topics. Most of the information here might have obtained from related concepts. Please be reminded to observe the APA 6th edition format, particularly in the citation and referencing. I'll just prepare another recording to cover examples about using the APA 6th edition format. Lastly, please include the recent literature. The most ideal is to incorporate those literature published within the past 5 years.